Okay, so let's wrap up the show. This is the live market open wrap up, April 19th. Big events in markets yesterday. Theresa May announced UK elections, and we had quite a big jump in the pound. Hopes for a softer Brexit. We discussed that in detail. An opportunity to weed out opponents and from within and from without. French elections are closely watched. We previewed that in detail. It's really an open race with 30% undecided and four leaders vying for the second round where only two can make it. The dollar attempts a recovery but fails. We're seeing an unwinding of the Trump train. And another stories in the background. We had Georgia special elections, vote of unconfidence for Trump. And well, markets are back after Easter. Important data points to mention that weigh on the US dollar is CPI, inflation is slower, retail sales are not so good, and the hard data wins over the soft data such as consumer confidence. Early in the week, we had Chinese GDP beating expectations. I think that is positive for the world, but markets are not focused on that at the moment. Let's take a quick look at the major pairs now. At the moment, we're seeing some kind of a stabilization, consolidation here after the dollar weakness yesterday in the major pairs. So, we're seeing euro dollar actually complete that dip and rise once again. 107.35, resistance 107.75, support 106.60. Pound dollar getting comfortable in last year's summer range. Above the current levels are 127.90 and 129. Okay, these are the current levels. Further support 127, further resistance 130. Dollar yen. Here we are seeing some dollar strength, but well within the recent lower range. Support at 108.10 and 107.50. Resistance 110. Dollar CAD. Well within the range, 134.17, resistance 134.60, support 133.80. Aussie dollar 75.10, support 74.70, resistance 75.40 and 76.10. Kiwi dollar hugging the 70 level, 69.50 to 70.40 is the current range. Things to watch out for this week. Today we have the final Eurozone figures. We have some figures from the United States tomorrow, and Mark Carney will perhaps responding to the stronger pound in a speech tomorrow. And on Friday we have a mix of figures. I would watch out specifically for the UK retail sales and for Neil Kashkari, the dissenter at the Fed, the dovish dissenter, for the next moves this week. Let's just run over our main topics for today. French elections. Highest probability is Le Pen vs Macron, euro positive. Le Pen vs Fillon, a bit euro negative because of less certainty. Le Pen vs Mélenchon, extreme right, extreme left, nightmare scenario. Maybe we'll see, if this happens, maybe we'll see euro dollar under parity. And if Le Pen stays out, low probability, but then we'll have the euro rising. And also run over what we talked about for the UK. The trend is up, but not a one-way street. Look for economic data to cool things down, to provide opportunities for setbacks, for maybe buy opportunities, and hopes for a softer Brexit. What's next in the negotiations that makes a difference, okay? So that's a wrap-up for today. Before we head off, I see a comment here by Montreal. 4 superstar pairs, pound Kiwi will rally 5,000 plus pips, pound CAD 3,000 plus pips, pound Aussie and pound yen. The question is, how do you see the likelihood of these 4 go that far indeed? I don't see those moving that extreme. Well, maybe during a long period of time, but not immediately, that's for sure. I would expect some kind of a correction, maybe with retail sales on Friday before the next move higher. So I think the economic data can cool things down for the pound against all its peers. especially against the yen. I think it's a bit more limited because the yen attracts safe haven flows. Kiwi economy is not doing that bad. Maybe against the Canadian dollar, there's more room, especially if oil prices fall. Yeah, so I would bet for the biggest move actually against the US dollar, but again, certainly not a one-way street and not thousands of pips. Okay. Anyway, that's my opinion. Yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming.